Welcome on. Today we are going to discuss on the topic reported speech. What is reported speech? It is direct speech and indirect speech. When you speak anything directly, it's called as a direct speech, and when you speak indirectly, it is called as the indirect speech. Now the three main things what you have to follow when you are writing or converting a sentence from direct speech to indirect speech. The first thing is change it into past tense. Remove the quotation. Add the conjunctions according to the type of sentences. So these are the three things where you have to follow. First one is change it into past tense, remove the quotations, add the conjunctions according to the type of sentences. Now this is reported speech, direct speech and indirect speech. There are four types of sentences. What do you mean by a sentence? A sentence is a group of words which gives you a complete meaning is called as a sentence. The first one is assertive sentence. What is an assertive sentence? An assertive sentence or a statement is an ordinary sentence which has a subject and a predicate. For example, when I say the teacher said, okay, comma, then put in quotation, you have to write it in quotation, boys are playing. Okay, so this is an ordinary statement. This is an ordinary statement where you say the teacher said boys are playing. So how will you change it? How will you change it into indirect speech? How will you change it into indirect speech? So the first rule is you have to add the quotation according to the type of sentences, and you're going to change it into past tense and remove the quotation. So this is an assertive sentence, and the conjunction what you're going to add is that. Okay, change it into past tense, remove the quotation, add the conjunction that. So the teacher, okay, I'm just writing it in short form. The teacher said that the boys, so you are removing the quotation here, okay, the comma and the quotation here, the boys were playing. Okay, so that is a conjunction we are using. Now why are you writing were? Because we are talking about many boys, so the auxiliary verb were, which is in past tense, will be used. So this is for an ordinary statement. The next sentence is interrogative sentence. What do you mean by interrogative sentence? Interrogative sentence means question type. Okay, there are two in. The word in talks about questions. There are two types of questions. One is the WH question and the other one is the yes or no type question. What do you mean by WH questions? When the question starts with WH, for example, where are you going? What are you doing? Whom you are talking to? Who are you? And even H, how old are you? Even when the question starts with H, how? Okay, how old are you? Okay, how are you? All these are WH questions. And yes or no type question is when your answer is yes or no. For example, when I ask you a question, do you like ice cream? Your answer can be yes or no. Okay, but when I ask what is your name, your answer should be something telling your name. You cannot say yes and no. Do you like coffee? Can you do this work? All these are called as yes or no type questions. For WH question, no connector. There should be no connectors added to a WH question. And yes or no type question, you should add the connector if or whether. Okay, you have to check the spelling for weather because many will go wrong with the climate weather. So yes or no type question, you're going to add the conjunction if or whether. Now the example is he asked, okay, he asked, what are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, this is a WH question. Always the question mark should be written and then you have to put the inverted commas. So the answer is he asked, okay, remove of all the quotations and the comma here, and for WH question no conjunction, so he asked what, okay, then are should be changed into past tense and you will be talking about the subject, so what I was doing. Okay, what I was doing and no question mark. So here you have the question mark here. After you write it in indirect speech, there's no question mark. What I was doing. This is in interrogative with WH question. Now yes or no type question. Now yes or no type question, the teacher asked. The teacher asked. The teacher asked, can you do this work? The teacher asked, can you do this work for me? Okay, this is a yes or no type question, whether your answer can be yes or no. So here this is direct speech, and here I am going to write in indirect speech. The teacher questioned. Okay, the teacher questioned. Okay, questioned if. Okay, if. Let me continue it here. If the teacher questioned if, can you? So you are writing if I. Okay, can could be written in could. If I could do, this will be changed into that. If I could do that work, okay, for her. If I could do that work for her, this will be changed into that. Okay, these are the similar changes. So WH question, I asked you, what are you doing? What is your name? The teacher asked, what was my name? And here assertive question, the teacher asked, can you do this work for me? The teacher questioned, or the teacher requested if I could do that work for her, because she's asking you. This is WH question. The next one will be the imperative sentence. Imperative sentences are commanding, ordering, requesting, advising, begging, pleading. Okay, all these are called as imperative sentences. The imperative sentence, the conjunctions what you're going to add is, it's to. Change it into past tense, remove the quotation and add the conjunction to. For example, you say, my grandfather said. My grandfather said. My grandfather said, go and study. My grandfather said, go and study. It's an ordinary request, or it's an ordinary command or order. So when you have an imperative sentence, it's an imperative sentence, so ordering, it's commanding here. So when it is an imperative sentence, you're supposed to add in the words like commanded, anything in past tense, commanded, requested, advised, begged, pleaded. So my grandfather, can you put in the word ordered? Nowadays you cannot add in the word ordered, because if your grandfather is going to order you, you will kick him out. So you cannot use the word ordered. You can use the word requested for you to study. As it is a ordering type of sentence, you can put it in words here, but not in actions. You can just tell, but you cannot make it into actions. My grandfather ordered me. Okay, my grandfather ordered me. So here is a conjunction, ordered me to go and study. One more sentence. The judge said. The judge said, arrest the thief. The captain said, soldiers stand at ease. Okay, you have this word, soldiers stand at ease. Stand at ease. You would have heard about this word, stand at ease. Ease is something but stand erect, stand straight, don't give a hunchback. So the judge said, arrest the thief. The judge ordered to arrest the thief, and the captain said, soldiers stand at ease. The captain commanded the soldiers to stand at ease. The judge will order and the captain will command. Okay, so this is imperative sentence where you are adding the infinitive to. That's the connector. So whatever type of sentences you have given, when it is an imperative sentence, you are adding the connector to. The next will be the exclamatory sentence. Exclamatory sentence is a sentence where again you have to change it into past tense. Okay, add the conjunction according to the type of sentences I said. Now when it is an exclamatory, you are going to add the conjunction that. Change it into past tense, remove the quotation, add the conjunction that. Now He said, okay, he said, hooray, hooray, exclamatory mark, hooray, we won the match. Okay, if it is an exclamatory sentence, close the quotation. Okay, here you are opening the quotation. He said, so you can use the words like he exclaimed with joy, or he exclaimed joyfully. You can use any one. He exclaimed with joy, or he exclaimed joyfully. So you are going to put in the connector that we can be changed into they, that they won the match. Let me tell you the changes of pronouns. So there are 4 types of sentences. First one is the assertive sentence. Assertive sentence, you are adding the conjunction that. Then will be the interrogative sentence. Interrogative sentence, you are adding the conjunction. Okay, what is that? There are 2 types of questions. For WH question, no conjunction. For yes or no type question, you are adding the conjunction if or whether. Then imperative sentence, you are adding the conjunction to. And exclamatory sentence, you are adding the conjunction exclamatory. You are adding the conjunction that. Okay, so for the first and the last sentence, you are adding the conjunction that. Interrogative means question type, you are adding the conjunction if or whether for yes or no type question, and WH question, no connector. For imperative sentence, you are adding the connector to. Let me give you one more examples in all these sentences. For example, exclamatory, he said, alas, he is dead. He exclaimed sorrowfully that he was dead. Assertive, the teacher said, or my mother said, children are playing in the park. My mother said that children were, because children is plural, you are using the word were. My mother said that children were playing in the park. Interrogative sentence with WH question. My dad asked, what are you going to plan for your future? My dad questioned me what I was going to plan for my future. Okay, and if or whether question, my father asked or my brother asked, do you like to go for a movie? My brother told me, my brother asked or questioned if I could go for a movie. Can should be changed into could. Okay, do you like to go for a movie? It's yes or no. So my brother asked if I could go for a movie. Then imperative sentence 2. You say the teacher asked, please give me your pen. The teacher requested me, because she is requesting, the teacher requested me to give me whose pen? My pen. Please give me your pen. So the teacher requested me to give her whose pen? My pen. Okay, these are the 4 types of sentences with the conjunctions. Now let me tell you the very important changes of pronouns. Now how do you change the pronouns? Okay, the very important thing, how to change the pronouns. Okay, listen very carefully. He said to me, quotation, I am busy. I am busy. Okay, close the quotation. He said to me, you are busy. Close the quotation. He said to me, Ram is busy. Now you have 3 types of sentences. Now let me say, he said to me, I am busy. He said to me, you are busy. And he said to me, Ram is busy. Now I am going to tell you the changes of pronouns. Now here, this is called as the reported verb. And this is called as the reported speech. When it is in quotation, we call it as a reported speech, and when it is not in the quotation, this is called as a reported verb. Now, when you frame the sentence pattern, subject, verb, object, me will be object. 2 is a preposition, so you don't have to worry about 2. Subject, verb, object. I am busy is a reported speech. The I, first person singular. I talks about first person singular. We talks about first person plural. When I say you, it talks about second person singular and plural. When you talk about he, she, it talks about third person singular, and they talks about third person plural. Now I, first person singular, in the reported speech changes according to the subject in the reported verb. Let me repeat. I, first person singular, in the reported speech changes according to the subject in the reported verb. Okay, so how will you change it? He said to can be written as told. He told me that. It's an ordinary statement, so you are writing the conjunction as that or using it at that. He told me that he was busy. Okay, so the first person I changes according to whatever may be the subject. He, they, it, whatever may be the subject, it changes according to the subject. The use second person singular and plural in the reported speech changes according to the object in the reported verb. The use second person singular and plural changes according to the object. This is the object. When you frame sentence pattern, this will be the object. The use second person singular and plural changes according to the object in the reported verb. So how will you write now? He told me that, okay, you are going to write I was busy. You cannot write me was busy, you have to write I was busy. Suppose if there is no object here, he said, if there is no object, okay, if there is no object there, it changes according to the subject. If there is an object, it changes according to the object. I am talking about you, second person singular or plural. If there is an object, it changes according to the object. If there is no object, it changes according to the subject. So how will you write? He said or he told, okay, he told that he was busy. Okay, that is how you have to change. He said to me, you are busy. He told me that I was. When me is there, you are going to put in the word I. When the object, it can be anyone. He told Ram. He said to his friend. He said to his mom. Anything. When there is an object, the you changes according to the object. When there is no object, it changes according to the subject. Next one. He said to me, Ram is busy. Ram talks about third person singular. No changes takes place. He told me that Ram was busy. No changes takes place. These are the changes of pronouns. Let me tell you once again. I, first person singular, changes according to the subject in the reported verb. Okay, for example, he said to me, I am busy. He told me that he was busy. You, second person singular and plural, changes according to the object. If there is no object, then it changes according to the subject. Now here I have given with an object means he told me that I was busy. If there is no object, it changes according to the subject. He told me that he was busy. Okay, he told me that he was busy. He said to me, Ram is busy. Third person, no changes at all. These are the changes of pronouns. Next, the very important thing, what you have to know in the reported speech is where you are supposed to change the tense. Usually, or the rule tells you that you have to change it into past tense, remove the quotation, add the conjunction to the type of sentences. Now, here you will not change the tense for what? Let us see. Roses are beautiful flowers. Okay, let me explain the first thing. Roses are beautiful flowers. Now, when the reported verb is in past tense, whatever type of sentences you are getting, you are changing according to the type of sentences, the conjunctions you are adding. Now here, the reported verb is in past tense, and here you have a universal truth. A truth which can never be erased. Roses are beautiful flowers. Lizards are reptiles. Man is mortal. All these are universal truth. So when there is a universal truth, you cannot change the tense. No change of tenses takes place. Not only for universal truth, your habitual action. You can say, I brush my teeth regularly. You cannot talk in past tense. I brushed my teeth once upon a time. I take bath daily. You cannot say I took bath once upon a time. You cannot talk like that. Maybe I go to school regularly is a habitual action, but now you can say I once upon a time I went to school. Okay, so habitual action and the universal truth should be spoken only in present tense. So what is the indirect? This is the indirect speech. Okay, this is the direct speech. He said that. Okay, it's an ordinary statement, so that's why I'm using the conjunction that. He said that roses are beautiful flowers. You cannot write where. That means once upon a time roses were beautiful flowers and not now. It means like that. So roses are always beautiful. So you have to say that he said that roses are beautiful flowers. So when there's a universal fact and when you talk about a habitual action, it should be written only in present tense. Next sentence. He says tea is ready. Okay, he says tea is ready. Now here, this is the reported verb and this is the reported speech. Now when the reported verb is in present tense, says, the reported verb is in present tense, and you have a sentence, an ordinary sentence, no change of tenses takes place because the reported verb is in present tense. So how will you write? He says that tea is ready. He says that tea is ready. No change, no was here. You cannot say was. He says that tea is ready. No was, because when the reported verb is in present tense, you cannot change the tense. When the reported verb is in past tense, when there is a universal truth, no change of tenses takes place. When the reported verb is in present tense and you have an ordinary statement, no change of tenses takes place because the reported verb is in present tense. And similarly for future tense, okay, you can say, talk about future tense, he will say. Okay, when you have future tense, again no change of tenses takes place. Whatever sentence it is there, you should write it exactly because the reported verb is in future tense. So 3 points you have to remember. When the reported verb is in past tense and you have a universal truth or an habitual action, you should not change the tense. It should be only in present tense. Here you can write said. Reported verb can be remaining the same. When the reported verb is in past tense, when the reported verb is in present tense, talk about says. Okay, when the reported verb is in present tense and you have a statement, no change of tenses takes place. When the reported verb is in future tense, again you should not change your tense. Okay, so I gave you a lot of examples for the reported speech, direct speech and indirect speech. So thank you all. Let me meet you in the next session.